The first Dogman adaptation is set to debut worldwide in early 2025, and no one could be more excited than fans of this incredible universe.
Dogman!
But do you know which amazing characters are confirmed to appear in the movie?
No time to waste. Cut it out.
The first character guaranteed to show up in this movie is the nastiest fish in all the 7 seas, and in every fishing store aquarium. We're talking about Flippy, the future ex-pet of the police chief. This character is definitely the biggest threat in the movie, judging by the leaked behind-the-scenes footage and trailers. Flippy is set to cause such chaos in OK City that it's possible the entire neighborhood might end up destroyed by a volcano. Believe it or not, a tiny fish with an IQ of over 1 million and psychic laser powers can stir up quite a storm, and it seems Flippy isn't a fan of his owner. So if I were you, I'd start taking your fish out for walks ASAP. We even know who's voicing this character. It's none other than the world-famous comedian Ricky Gervais, whose involvement was only revealed in recent production updates. There's still plenty more to talk about, so sit back, relax, and bring your pet fish along to enjoy another Cinewave. Another confirmed character is Big Jim. He's a giant chubby cat with a kind and innocent heart, although he's oddly serving time in the cat prison. Big Jim is cellmates with Petey's dad, the sinister Crud. But what most people don't know is that Big Jim leads a double life as the superhero Commander Cupcake. It might sound confusing since he's both in jail and a hero, but don't worry, the movie will explain it. Basically, Big Jim searches for cupcakes while stopping crimes, meaning he's just a big cat trying to eat and accidentally beating up crooks along the way. Fun fact, Big Jim might be a nod to the Sonic universe, as there's also a purple cat named Big in the world of the Blue Hedgehog. And we can't forget the robot superhero ADHD. This character was confirmed months ago in leaked movie materials and later appeared briefly in a promotional video. We already know ADHD will act as Lil P's armor in the epic final battle against the main villain. And don't forget, this character comes with an arsenal of gadgets, including jet boosters, super strength, and explosive missiles. What does this mean? Simple, tons of action and adrenaline-packed scenes featuring ADHD. This movie is packed with villains, and the evil mayor is officially one of them. Her plan to replace regular police officers with robots that obey her every command is already in full swing. Expect an emotional scene tied to her ruthless actions. She's not just firing the police chief, she's also kicking Dogman out of the station. That's probably what prompts our protagonist to don his heroic gear and save the city. Journalist Sarah Hadoff is a key character in the Dogman universe, and she's been confirmed since the very first trailer. She's not just an on-camera reporter, but also an investigative journalist who digs deep into crimes and solves mysteries haunting the city. Here's an interesting tidbit. Sarah is an immigrant from Australia. Could there be a subtle Bluey reference in one of her lines? Sarah has a poodle named Zuzu, and together, they make excellent allies for Dogman during investigations. She's almost like Lois Lane from the Superman comics. Would you rather be a police dog or an investigative reporter? Comment #dog so we can get to know ya. Of course, one of the most beloved characters, and arguably the second most important after Dogman himself, had to make an appearance. Lil Py is set to shine in this movie, and the villainous cat clone will undoubtedly steal hearts. Fun fact, Lil Py is so loved that he's making an earlier than expected debut. In the comics, he only shows up in the 3rd volume, but the filmmakers decided to adapt 3 Dogman books in one movie just to bring Lil Py to the big screen sooner. Dogman has characters fans absolutely adore and look up to, and then there are others like Grandpa Cat, aka Crud, who are the complete opposite and universally despised. Crud, Petey's father, is a terrible cat who abandoned him as a child and has never felt a shred of regret about it. One thing's for sure, the movie will make it clear that Grandpa Cat played a huge role in Petey's descent into villainy. Sure, Petey himself bears some responsibility for his actions, but anyone familiar with the story knows that his awful dad caused plenty of damage. So if you're new to Dogman, brace yourself to load this character in the movie. And here's some casting news. Grandpa Cat will be voiced by actor Stephen Root, known for his appearance in the Book of Boba Fett on Disney+. The police chief is bound to get a lot of laughs from the audience. Unfortunately, he'll also face tough times at the hands of the evil mayor and even from the chaos caused by Dogman himself. When the chief gets fired and replaced by a rude robot created by Dr. Scum, his absence will be deeply felt in OK City, where the story takes place. We'll also need more scenes with him and Flippy, as the police chief is the original owner of the villainous fish before Flippy turns evil. On top of that, it'll be the chief who investigates the strange crimes happening around town, all tied to a mysterious figure wearing a coat and a cardboard box on their head. No spoilers, but if you've read the comics, you know this mystery comes straight from the depths of the ocean. Dr. Scum is another character confirmed for the movie, and the first thing everyone needs to know about him is that he's a mad scientist and a laughingstock to everyone else. Whenever he shows up in the comics, the heroes forget who he is and treat him as if he's a brand new villain, which infuriates him. Dr. Scum works for the mayor and is responsible for creating the robotic police chief and many other dangerous machines. It's bound to be hilarious when he shows up in a future sequel, only for Dogman to act like he doesn't remember him again. Maybe that's why his name is Scum. Maud is one of the antagonists who constantly meddles with Dogman and makes it her mission to hinder the good officers. Unfortunately, her actions often lead to sad moments for the hero. Once, this troublesome officer even became the head of OK City's Department of Security, and with the judge's help, they decided to imprison Dogman. Will Maud side with the mayor when the police chief gets fired? She'd better not trust the mayor's promises. After all, even Maud could end up losing her job. Do you know who can't be laid off? You! And your job is to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. If you're familiar with Petey's story, you know how important his past is, not just because of his father, but even more so because of his mother, Grace. Grace was a kind-hearted cat who unfortunately married the wrong man. However, when she gave birth to Petey, she showed him love and care. Petey's mom is bound to appear in the movie, as we need to see how Petey remembers his mother's affection and regrets abandoning little Petey. There's sure to be an emotional moment involving Grace at the hospital because sadly, she falls ill, leaving Petey alone in the world. Little Petey's grandmother, Grace, is likely to play such a pivotal role that she could be the key reason the story takes a dramatic turn. Her influence may lead to the villainous Petey undergoing a profound transformation and beginning his redemption arc. This makes it almost certain that Grace will hold a central role in the storyline of this new movie. Here's a character only true fans will recognize. Fairy Fair is a not-so-sweet lady who hosts a kids' TV show. She dresses like a fairy and promotes justice by making kids share their toys and belongings. But since Fairy Fair has no patience for kids who refuse to share, she ends up taking away everything they don't want to share. Her extreme behavior leads to her being fired from the show, which happens to be Lil P's favorite TV program. We believe she might end up working for the same TV station as reporter Sarah Hadoff. After losing her job, Fairy Fair turns into a villain, seeking revenge on those who caused her downfall. While her role might not be significant, we're likely to get a scene of Lil Py watching her show. There's another character with mental powers besides Flippy, Molly, a tadpole who lives with the villainous fish and also ate the superintelligence kibble. Molly is friends with Lil Py and looks up to him as an inspiration to be a kind-hearted tadpole. It's unclear if Molly will appear in this movie, as she debuts later in the series, but if you spot a super-intelligent baby frog, you heard it here first. Seamus, a cameraman who works alongside journalist Sarah Hadoff, will also make an appearance in the movie. Not only does he film Sarah's reports, but he also accompanies her on her adventures. It's possible Seamus will have a bigger role in the movie, as his comic book counterpart doesn't get much development. However, whenever you see Sarah in front of the camera, you can bet Seamus is the one behind it. You could say he's a brave guy. After all, tagging along on Sarah's risky escapades requires some serious determination. Millie has also been confirmed for the movie. She's second in command at the police station and technically in charge when the chief is unavailable. Millie is the one who tells Dogman not to buy a fish for the chief, and we all know how that ends, right? Flippy. In this movie, she'll likely play the role of managing Dogman since the chief lacks both the patience and skill to handle him. If you're missing any characters, it's probably because they'll make their debut in Dogman 2. After all, it's impossible to introduce everyone in just one movie. Until then, stick around with us. We've got 2 more videos lined up just for you. See you in the next one.